I'm Adriana Alexander. Here are your headlines from Central Texas. The Navy could go back on its decision to honor war hero and Waco native Doris Miller by stripping his name from an aircraft carrier, renaming it after President Donald Trump. Miller was the first African American to receive the Navy Cross for his heroic efforts during the attack on Pearl Harbor and is a nominee for the Medal of Honor. A mess attendant was one of the only jobs in the Navy open to black men at the time. He helped aid a wounded officer and without any training took control of an anti-aircraft gun to help fight in the attack. His heroic actions led him to receive the Doris Miller Memorial in Waco. Founder of Waco Cultural Arts Fest, Doreen Ravenscroft, had this to say.
I think he's important to this community because he's an example of going above and beyond what's asked of you.
Now, the Navy decided to rename the Ford-class carrier to the USS Doris Miller during President Donald Trump's first term. If changed, it is expected to finalize the name of the carrier as the ship's key-laying ceremony happening at the end of the year. Miller's heroism will continue to be remembered by the people of Waco. 3 state judges just recommended the PUC deny the 765 kilovolt transmission line application. Those massive lines and data centers took center stage at the Capitol earlier this week. Our Juliana Jackson breaks down what came out of the hearing and the latest updates.
These 765 kilovolt transmission lines are not only in my lane, but more importantly, I am in their lane, in their direct path.
Country music star Tanya Tucker, landowners and lawmakers back at the Capitol for a second time. Lawmakers want an answer to the question landowners have been asking.
What's driving the 765 at this point is reliability.
ERCOT says the 765 kilovolt transmission lines is driven by the need to keep the grid reliable. Encore says the grid is also preparing for other major industrial users.
These lines are built for primarily one purpose. That purpose is reliability. They are built to keep the lights on.
Landowner Ashley Gibbertson says when she and her neighbors held a community meeting, more than 100 people showed up with just a week's notice.
For the family who sold everything to buy land and live out their dream, for the pastor who lost his church in a tornado and recently got it rebuilt, there are thousands of stories just like these.
Gibbertson says she doesn't want lawmakers to just fix the process for the next group of people.
I'm asking you to call for reform on this entire process. Not for the next project and the next group affected, but this one right now.
Grid officials say Texas needs more transmission. Landowners are asking, at what cost?
I'm back because, like so many others, I've had to stop what I do for a living to navigate my way through an obstacle course that is so daunting and complicated, to say the least.
That was Juliana Jackson reporting. For now, the current 765 kilovolt projects are still moving through the PUC process. And those are your headlines from Central Texas.